Hey everybody, it's Nicole and I'm back with another reaction video. Y'all, it's been a minute, but I'm back. I've missed so many things. I'm gonna get into like the hottest topics first. Any other videos or topics y'all want me to discuss or look into, please leave that in the comments. I know I didn't miss a lot. But we was just talking about Nikocado Avocado, wasn't I? And why he done lost all that weight and was playing with everybody for 2 years. Yes, I saw that and I found a video about it, so we gonna react to it. It's from penguinz0. It's Nikocado Avocado situation is crazy. If you like this video, be sure to give me a thumbs up, subscribe, leave comments down below, and let's see what's going on.
Last night I went to bed really early. I was just all tuckered out, so I said, "Goodbye, moon," and I snuggled on into bed to catch some Z's. Little did I know that while I slumbered, we'd all been paid a visit by someone very special. And I'm not talking about Santa Claus, but I am talking about another man in a red shirt. Nikocado Avocado. I woke up this morning in a different timeline. I think we shifted back to the Berenstain Bears universe and left the Berenstain Bears universe behind.
2 steps ahead. I am always 2 steps ahead. This has been the greatest social experiment for my entire life. So I am the villain.
He looks
because
so
I've
good.
made myself one.
This moment right here.
He looks so good, but now since we saw him so hefty, like when you look back at how he looked, like his eyes, I don't know, like his face shape looks funny. You know how people lose so much weight so fast, they look a little different. It's like his eyes are like so big for his body. But this is what Nikocado Avocado was to begin with, which is crazy. Like, I love this for him. I love it.
Because I've made myself one.
This moment right here is this generation's "I am your father." This is up there with the Darth Vader identity reveal. Perhaps one of the most unexpected things I've seen in quite some time. When I was watching this, I let out an audible whoa.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't help myself. My body responded without any other part of me having say-so over it. My body itself, my soul, was shocked when he took the mask off there. So he gives like a villain monologue that sounds like it's out of the Fallout universe, talking about how he's 2 steps ahead because he had played the villain for so long now.
Today I woke up from a very long dream. And I also woke up having lost 250 pounds off of my body. Yet just yesterday,
I love it.
people were calling me fat and sick and boring.
Losing.
But you know, he kept talking about, like in his most recent videos, how he was like going to the doctor and stuff like that. Like it was getting a bit out of control and he had to take care of stuff before, you know, it went that far. So maybe when he was talking to the doctor, he's probably talking about like what his options were. Maybe he got the gastric sleeve, I think that's what it's called, gastric bypass, or Ozempic. Like he said, it was 2 years he been doing this. In 2 years time you can get that stuff done and get your skin tightened up. Like he got the money for, you know, he got the money to get all that taken care of. So I don't know, I just hope he get back to the healthy eating and everything along with this weight loss, if everything is true. Like this is a good look. This is very good for him.
250 pounds is an unbelievable feat. That's nothing shy of extraordinary. And he mentions how even yesterday YouTubers and many other people were calling him sad, fat, depressing, sick, and all of that, and still making videos about him, even while he secretly over the course of 2 years had been losing all of that weight. And all the videos that people were talking about were actually videos that Nikocado had filmed 2 years prior and kept drip feeding to the community to keep them either entertained or keep himself fanning the flames of drama for people to latch on to. It is actually very fascinating. Now, some of you might recall about 4 years ago, Nikocado Avocado.
I prefer that way, like just you focus in on your goal without other input or anything. Like, you don't worry about nobody else. You don't gotta hear what nobody gotta say about what you're doing, and you just grind. I prefer this than him trying to walk us through that process, because I know it wasn't easy. He was huge.
Otto and myself had a tiny bit of beef. I'm talking like a Salisbury steak level of beef between us, and we had a bit of a tinkle tussle back and forth pissing contest, and boo! Fact check jump scare. I wanted to double check when all of that took place, so I looked at it. It turns out it was 2021 AD. It was late September, so it's coming up on 3 years, not 4. I was a little off on that. Time moves very weird now. I don't know what happened, but time is moving at a different speed than it used to. After all that drama, I had actually kept up with Nikocado Avocado, occasionally just tuning in to check in and see what's going on. I made a video like a year ago on a piece of content that Nick dropped where he actually...
He said he was checking in. The first thing that came to my mind was like, he was still fat. He was still eating. He was still acting crazy.
He did talk about a weight loss journey that he was going on, and I've kind of just been cheering him on from the sidelines ever since then, just hoping that he'd follow through on that and just to see where it all goes. So to see this come up was not only extremely surprising,
amazing,
just given how much weight he had lost in a relatively short period of time. I know to a lot of people 2 years, like on the internet terms, that's like ancient history. Things that happened 2 years ago, that might as well be the fucking void century that no one remembers. But like, speaking realistically, 2 years to lose 250 pounds, that's a speed run. Those are gold splits.
I haven't made a video for like 2 years, and this is where I'm posting now on this channel. So I hope you consider subscribing if you want. I'm actually posting more next week, so yeah, that would mean a lot to me.
On his second channel, he mentions that it's been 2 years since he's made a video, so you can piece little breadcrumbs together in your head and follow this path here, connecting the dots. He has released videos on all of his channels over the course of 2 years. Quite a few of them. Not to the same frequency that he used to, but he still had a ton of videos that he's releasing over the last 2 years. Videos that were posted 2 weeks ago, or even as recent as 5 days ago, where he is that same weight, were all apparently recorded years ago. And it's not like it's CGI and it's not AI-generated content. Nick actually just had a crazy backlog, like the Library of Alexandria for mukbangs, and he just kept going to the vault to upload some of that old pre-recorded content as if it was new, and people were none the wiser. I even went through these 2 videos here in particular just to see if I could find like a date somewhere on like his phone, or when he went to the Heart Attack Grill, like maybe like a calendar sticking on a wall, but I didn't see anything. Maybe I missed it. I did kind of go through it like 2x speed, so maybe it like flashed by really quick and I just didn't see it. But I do believe him that these were recorded years ago, because that's the only logical explanation for how he is 250 pounds down right now, yet 5 days ago he has a video at the Heart Attack Grill where he's still like 400 pounds or whatever.
Like, it's such a great idea, and I know people could see this and be like, boy, you could have monetized off of that. You could have took us all throughout your journey of weight loss, and we could have been there for you. You would have got so much bread, like all the content you would have put out. No, that shit was personal. Do you know how big he was? That shit was personal. He had to do that by himself. I don't care. I didn't want to see it. Most people should not have wanted to see that. Let him get his soul right. Like, when you eating processed and fast food the way he was, his mental, I just know it was. I know it was fucked. He was battling. He was battling shit, eating like that, and he had to rid himself of all that fat and everything he did to his mental and his arteries. Like, he really went through some shit to lose that weight. Like, honestly, I'm glad he did not post that journey. He did the best thing he could do, keeping that to himself and just popping out.
It was. Dude was playing chess while the rest of us were playing checkers. He played us like a goddamn violin, and Nick loves the violin. Many of you might not remember this from the Nick Expanded Universe, the lore, but he was actually an incredible violin player. He was more decorated than like Captain America in terms of accolades when it came to this. Like, in his field of violin, he was a very well-regarded, talented player. And he came out here and just fucking Gangnam styled on us. He really did play us like a sweet melody on that instrument.
It was a long 8 years, wasn't it?
Ooh,
It was a long 8 years. And I didn't think that it would have gone this long, but it did. And it was like a bad dream that...
Oh.
Yeah, it was like a really bad dream that we were waiting for it to be over. And it's over. It was just a dream.
For a long time, Nick became synonymous with breakdowns on camera. Nick and breakdown went together like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Yeah, it was
and
bad.
That's something people talked about a lot, but then always talked about how it was always fake for views and drama and controversy. I have always somewhat believed that there was always an element of truth to some of the things Nick was saying. I really do believe that
could have
Nick
been
was miserable
over-exaggerating.
with what he was doing, but felt like he had to keep doing.
How he was eating, I'm telling you, he was fucked up in the. I'm telling you, he was fucked up in the head. I know he was depressed eating like that. It's like the things you do for money and clout, but he
doing it because that
leave
was
it in
his
the past.
source of income. That was his livelihood. And he was probably very afraid to just
We're gonna leave it in
stop
the past.
doing that. Which is completely understandable, because if people are subscribing to watch you eat yourself to death and you stop doing that, they might leave. And now you've got your ass in your asshole and no money being generated anymore because the audience left from you not doing the content they wanted you to be doing. And I really do feel like he felt like he was a prisoner to that for a while.
Yes.
I'm not trying to be an armchair psychologist here. It's just I've watched a lot of Nick's content, and it really does feel like there is a lot of truth to some of the things he has said during these moments. And the way he talks about it here, calling it a bad dream, isn't exactly a glowing review of that time. You know, if someone said that to me, like, hey, Charles, I know we spent 8 years together, but it's kind of just like a bad dream I'm done with, I wouldn't exactly be smiling from ear to ear about that. But now Nick has made some big changes, clearly, and his audience is extremely supportive. They are very receptive to this, cheering him on in a big way, pumping their fist and celebrating this. The video on his main channel about it is exploding. The video on his second channel is exploding. He's made 2 videos and both are popping the fuck off. His community is showing nothing but love and oodles of support for this. And it's what people have said for a long time, that if Nick actually did go through this weight loss journey, it'd probably be extremely good for him. Like, not only health-wise, but like in terms of his channels and like his community. It's inspirational. Like, people would love to see that, and I think it's clearly showing here. And it's not like Nick has to stop doing mukbangs just because he loses a lot of weight. And it seems like he is going to continue to do mukbangs because he loves doing them.
We were all just dreaming. Cheers. And I love being a mukbanger. I love food. I like eating food. And I like being here. So let me know what you think.
Just because he's lost 250 pounds doesn't mean that he's washed and you need to hang the jersey in the rafters and retire his jersey number. You know, like, he can still keep doing mukbangs the same way he was before, but now in a healthier place.
Please.
And like I said last time,
Healthier
when
food.
he had lost, I think it was like 89 pounds at the time, he seems happier. You know, like, I'm not his therapist. I don't know Nick personally, but just from what comes across in the content, he seems happier at lower weights. Like, in the content where he weighs less, he actually just seems like a happier person. At least that's the impression I get watching it. So it's really something to celebrate here with what Nick has been able to accomplish. And I really am happy to see that the reception to it has been overwhelmingly positive.
I'm so
it is
happy for him.
incredible work. This is an effort that is extremely impressive. I'm also really curious and excited to see what Nick does going forward. If he's going to continue to do like exclusively mukbangs, or maybe he's going to talk about this weight loss journey that he secretly went on for a long period of time.
He should.
I'd be really interested to see like what he did to lose all of that weight so quickly. I think that'd be really interesting content if he talked about it, or, you know, showcased, you know, maybe some of the things he was doing for cardio, or if he was doing weight training, what that looked like. I think there'd be really good bangers, like if he made content around that as well. While still, of course, having mukbang be the bread and butter, I think it'd be cool now if he would supplement it with things about this weight loss journey. The violin, I think, would be cool to bring back, because if you look at Nick's older videos, he really is like a fucking wizard with that instrument. I think there's a lot of potential and a lot of possibility with where Nick currently is. And it's nothing but positives here. So I wanted to talk about it a little bit. And yeah, that's it.
Yo, I'm so happy for him. I do not agree with Charlie. No, I don't want to see nothing about the weight loss. I don't want to hear nothing about it. I feel like he did that for himself. Like he said, it was a bad dream. It never happened. Let's leave it at that. If y'all got any other topics or videos y'all like for me to react to, leave that down in the comments. And I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.